and page 8 is why tell teaching stories. You know, for 14 years, I ran a sex offender program for teenagers. These were teenagers who had committed various sexual offenses. And for 12 years, I ran a repeat offender program. These are for gangbangers and other people who have repeat criminal offenses. And in Chicago, I worked at the gang center for many years doing groups. It's very difficult to confront people what they need to go when they're already angry and turned off, right? They all love stories. They would get pissed when I talk with a story. If I wanted to do a teaching or do something, they would get angry. And they love stories. When you tell a story, guess what? People have to listen. And even if they don't want to hear, it gets into their unconscious. And then my deal with every group in place is what the deal is here. If I tell a story, we have to work on it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And a lot of times when you're a boss or a supervisor, or a parent, rather than rewarding a consequence, a story can cut through the chase. You want to hear a story from someone else?
Yeah.
You want to hear a story from someone else, not one of my stories?
Sure.
So who has ever heard of Goha the Wise Fool? So in the Middle East, in Egypt and Iran and Iraq and Syria and Lebanon, and I'm leaving out some countries, they have this legend about Goha. Goha is like a Native American coyote, or the English Percival. He's the wise fool. So I just read this story, so it's not my story, so I'm stealing it. And so Goha notices that his son is very worried about other people's... It's the first time I'm telling this. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. All right. You got to tell the story 6 times. So this is my first one, so I'm actually practicing on you. When you're creating a story, you have to spend 4 times to create it and 6 times to tell it. So actually, this is not a story. This is my first of 6 times. We'll talk a little about that if I ever sit up later, okay? So Goha has noticed that his son is very worried about other people's approval, very worried about fitting in, very worried about how he appears and if he'll be rejected or get disapproval. So Goha, with his famous donkey he takes everywhere, invites his son to take a walk. So they're taking a walk, and Goha is riding the donkey as they walk, and his son's walking by him. So they go a little bit away, and they hear someone say, "Look at that father. He's making his son walk when he's riding the donkey." Well, Goha and his son hears this, and Goha says, okay. He gets off, and he puts his son on. They go a little while later, and they hear someone say, "Look at that kid being disrespectful to his older father. He's on the donkey, and his father has to walk." So they both get on the donkey after this. They go a little while further, and people say, "Look at those 2 guys putting all that weight on that poor donkey." So they both get off the donkey, and they're walking. They walk a little while later, someone goes, "Look at those stupid people. They have a donkey and they're walking." So Goha, this is the best picture in the picture book, says to someone, "Let's carry the donkey." So Goha and his son carry the donkey. And then someone says, "Look at these idiots. They're carrying a donkey rather than riding it." And Goha turns to his son, "That's why you can't listen and define yourself by other people." Is that an awesome story? I think it just, isn't it? I mean, it clearly says to us what? In a very short story, what does it tell us?
Don't worry about other people, or at least what they say to you or what they think of you.
Well,
Everything's subjective.
I'm sorry, what?
Everything's subjective.
Except truth. See, the problem is we each have a decision which really isn't a choice. And there's different language systems and different traditions for it. I don't want to get caught up in language systems. Do we define ourselves from the inside out or the outside in? And that's a decision that every artist has to make. Every human being has to make. In the 1920s, George Herbert Mead, a famous social psychologist, talked about the looking glass or the mirror self. Another social psychologist named Rotter called locus of control. Are you defined from within you or outside of you? A firewoman and I were talking yesterday, and she said, are you nervous about giving a talk? How do you feel about coming to the School of the Arts? And I said, It wouldn't matter if I was talking to truck drivers at Harvard, the Art Institute, plumbers, old people. There's only one criteria I have here, no offense. When I walk out the door, at 6:30, did I give and leave my best? Am I happy with me? If the answer is yes, and it will be yes, okay, trust me, that I'm okay. If you think this sucks, that doesn't feel good. If you think this is wonderful, that feels good, but who cares? In each thing I do, I have to live from the inside out. Now, that doesn't mean I don't hear feedback. One of the things that happens, you notice I still curse, okay? When I first came to the Midwest, in New York, every other word is a curse. If you ever hear Richard Jenice curse about two New Yorkers meeting, you would see, how the fuck are you? How the fuck your mother? So when I first came out here, I was from New York. I did programs in New York. The Midwest people thought I was some kind of hellion, So I listened to the feedback, and for a long time I didn't fuck at all. Well, not, That was a joke on purpose. I didn't say, but it was a comment. That has nothing to do with you guys, and how dare you bring that up. Okay. But now as I got older, I've reintroduced the occasional fuck. And if it bothers someone, tough shit. Okay? But for a long time, so it doesn't mean you don't listen, but you still define yourself from the inside out. And that's what Gohar was trying to teach his son, right? Okay, let's go to page 9. You get a chance to do different little work. One of the things that I've liked since I'm literally a kid is I love quotes. Before there were computers, I used to have a wood box. And whenever, I'm a bookaholic. Okay, and whenever I read and found a quote, I'd write it down and put it in my wood box. It was great later for college and graduate papers. I'd always have great quotes to start the beginning. Professors like that because they get bored to shit. So you have a nice quote. Now you don't need to do that anymore. You go on Google, and you can search 9 million quote sites. So my box has been retired. I still have it, but So what I'd like you to do on page 9 and 10 is take a few moments to read the quotes. And I want you to pick out the one that hits you the most. Not what you like or is right or wrong. No judgment. Which is the one that really hits you? And if anyone wants to get more food, that's fine. We're all adults. Go get it. You get double the food, my man. Someone asked, "This is the best program I've ever done." Someone asked right away. No one's ever done that. I can retire now and go out to pasture. Do you have any water or anything cold? How are you doing, cameraman? I thought the firemen would get healthy refreshments. Who the hell wants healthy refreshments? So, I bought everyone a Snicker bar. It's very unhealthy, and it's politically incorrect, just pass it. Someone who's smart will eat it. Whoops. Sorry. Did everyone see the magic box? Everyone see the magic box?
Wait, people see the box?
This is a yes or no question.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Put that over to my coat. I am so clumsy. I wonder how I function. When you get Snickers, you get Snickers down here? That's it. When you get Snickers over here? Everyone get Snickers?
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, just another few minutes to find your favorite quote, or the one that hits you the most. Okay, who would like to share the quote that hit them the most?
I will.
We have a gentleman here.
The universe is made of stories, not atoms.
How'd that hit you?
Well, I think it was very
What?
pithy. It was really pithy, and said as much to me as a lot of the other quotes. Larger.
Simple and essential. Who else would like to share a quote?
People are as healthy and confident as the stories they tell themselves. Sick storytellers can make nations sick. Without stories, we would go mad. Life will lose its minds and orientation. Stories can conquer fear, you know. They can make the heart larger. Okay. The part that really hit me was that sick storytellers can make nations sick.
Well, it seems, I know you don't have me here for political commentary, but tough crap. It seems to be really weird to me that Obama created this great story and he was elected, right? And weren't we happy, most of us? Come on.
Yeah.
Say, yay, he was elected. And since then, the Democrats and Obama haven't created a story. All the stories come from these teabag people. And the Republicans and the Democrats keep reacting to their stories. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
The Democrats and Obama don't even have a storyteller. So all they do, if you take the stage and all you get is to react to someone else's story, there isn't going to be that much development. I think